Hi, this is Kishore and welcome back to KishoreLytics. In this video, we're going to do something exciting and building a super cool RAG chatbot that can actually read your documents and answers your question based on your document. So in this video, we are discussing about the RAG and what is meant the RAG and how the RAG works behind the skin we are discussing. So I don't want to take much time of you guys. Let's dive into it. Yes guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the RAG and we are going to discuss some detail about the RAG architecture. What are the things are happening behind the RAG, right? We are going to discuss, and we are going to build some simple chatbot for the RAG applications, right? So let me get into it. So what is meaning the RAG? RAG is nothing but the Retrieval-Augmented Generation. RAG is nothing but the Retrieval-Augmented Generation. It is the process of optimizing the large language model. It is optimizing the large language model. So it references an authoritative knowledge base outside of its training data. So before explaining this line, I just want to simply explain what is meant by LLMs, right? So let's discuss about the LLMs some detail. So large language model. LLMs nothing but the large language model. What is mean by the large language model, right? So we are using the day by day we are using the large language model. The examples of the large language model is nothing but the Gemini and ChatGPT and the Grok and Meta. There are a lot of large language models we are using day by day, right? These are trained using the large amount of the data. They are using the large amount of the data. They can train using the trillions and billions of the data. They are trained, right? So they are trained trillions or billions of the data. They are trained. Right? So that's what the large language model. So it references an authoritative knowledge base outside of its training source. We are going to use the authoritative knowledge base outside of the training source. We are using that. This mean by the RAG, right? So I just explain all those things laterly. So for now, we are using it references the authoritative knowledge base outside of its training data, right? Keep it in mind. We are using the authoritative knowledge base outside of its training data. So now, what it means the large language model is nothing but we have discussed, right? Large language models are trained on vast volumes of the data and use the billions of the parameters to generate an output for the task answering the questions like translating the knowledges and completing the sentences. Right? RAG extends the already powerful capabilities of the LLMs to specific domains or an organization, an internal knowledge base, or all without the need to retrain the model. So let me explain all those things now. So right. So we are already that trained large language models are made. They are trained using the billions and trillions of the data. They are trained. So if I ask to the ChatGPT what is mean by the KishoreLytics means it doesn't know, right? It sets a web. It sets a web. That is mean it's a user AI agents that sets a web uses the web scraping method then tells the KishoreLytics is a YouTube channel. They tell. So before in the introduction of the ChatGPT, the main disadvantages of the LLM is that the main disadvantages of the LLM is so it has already has the pre-trained data, so it doesn't have the future data, right? It has the pre-trained data from 1st August to 31st October. It already trained using the data. After if I ask the after November, it doesn't tell, right? So that's the main disadvantages. So the second disadvantage is all about the hallucination. So hallucination, right? What is mean hallucination means if I ask to the ChatGPT, I'm just going to the ChatGPT and ask about the KishoreLytics means it doesn't know, but it wants to tell some answers to us, right? So it doesn't tell. I don't know the answer. I don't know what is meant with the KishoreLytics. It doesn't tell. It tries to tell the answer. It tries to keep it as genius to us, right? So that's what the hallucinations comes here, right? The main two disadvantages of the LLM is that it is already we are using the pre-trained model, right? So we don't have the if I for example in KishoreLytics we are building the own softwares and custom websites and digital marketing services. We have the own terms and services means so the ChatGPT doesn't knows the terms and services of the KishoreLytics, right? So we are going to fine tune the model. We are going to fine tune the model, right? We are going to fine tune the model. But I'm not able to pre-train the model from using the billions and trillions of the data. But I can use the ChatGPT. I can pre-train the model, fine-tune the model based on my purpose, right? That's what the RAG applications comes here. That's what the RAG applications comes here. RAG is nothing but the retrieval augmented generation. Retrieval augmented generation. So retrieval is nothing but the we are going to retrieve the external knowledge base data, right? Retrieving the external knowledge base. External knowledge base. Augmented is nothing but the we are going to add that. I just add that simple terms and services. I just giving the terms and services, terms and policies. What are the services we are building to the ChatGPT and fine tune the model means. Yeah, it is. These are the things that it gives to the LLM models. We are going to training the model, right? So that info is given as the LLM input. That info is given as the LLM input. Right. So these are the things we are going to discuss in the RAG architecture. In our RAG architecture, we can use the data injection, data parsing, the embeddings later we are going to discuss. For now, I'm just explaining the RAG. RAG is nothing but the retrieval augmented generation. We are going to optimize the large language model. So it references an authority knowledge base. Now ChatGPT knows what are the services the KishoreLytics is providing, what are the terms and services are the KishoreLytics are providing, what are the legal policies that the KishoreLytics having. Now the large language model knows, right? These are the things we are going to fine tune the model. Fine tune the model based on our internal knowledge base. Internal knowledge base is nothing but the PDF, text documents, PPTs, presentations, terms and services. Likewise, there are a lot of things. We are going to pre-train the model based on our internal knowledge base, right? So already the large language models are trained using the vast volumes of the data. We are just bringing the large language model and fine-tune the model. So that's what the RAG applications comes in. So now let's dive into the architecture of the RAG. So now let's dive into it. Yes, guys. Now let's detailedly discuss about the architecture of the RAG. So before getting into the architecture, we want to know what happens when we give the inputs to the LLMs, right? So consider this is the user. So the user gives the prompt to the LLM. The user gives the prompt to the LLM and he can get the output, right? The LLMs are the already pre-trained model, right? The LLMs are already pre-trained. So using the billions and trillions of the data we have discussed in the before itself we have discussed, right? So what happens? The user gives the prompt and he can get the output. If I give the user and I'm the user, I just ask about the ChatGPT means what is meaning the KishoreLytics, what are the terms and services the KishoreLytics was providing. It does its notes, right? So the main disadvantages, it is already pre-trained. It is the main disadvantages is already pre-trained. So we want to fine tune the model based on our internal knowledge, right? So it is already pre-trained. The second thing is all about the hallucinations. It tries to begin to act as the genius to us, right? So the hallucination we have discussed, right? In the previous in few minutes ago itself we have discussed, right? So now we are going to what happens if we give the data. I'm just having in the KishoreLytics channel, they are having the in the PPTs, in the text documents, we are having the terms and services, they are having the legal policies, they are having means I'm just creating the data ingestion pipeline. This is very important, guys. Data ingestion pipeline to the LLMs to train the RAG. That is mean we are going to fine tune the model, right? So what happens? What happens in the data injection pipeline? How we are create the data injection pipeline? Let's discuss. So data injection pipeline is nothing but the data injection pipeline is nothing but the we are going to inject the data. First we have the data, right? So in the KishoreLytics channel we have the data called the terms and services and policies. Consider this has been an example. We are providing web development, software and digital marketing. We are providing. These are the terms and services and the legal policies. What are the legal policies? As this the KishoreLytics. I just having the documents like it I'm having the PDF. I'm just having. So I'm just creating the data parsing. Data parsing. This is a very important step. Data parsing. Data parsing is nothing but the how to read the unstructured documents and how to chunk the documents, right? How to divide the data, how to chunk the data. Like this, in this step it happens, right? How to read the chunk the unstructured data, right? How to read the unstructured data. right, the PDFs are the structured, and PDFs are not the unstructured data, right? How to read the unstructured data and how to divide the data, these are the things it happens, right? So after data parsing, it get into the embedding model. So we want to do the embeddings, right? Embeddings. So embedding is nothing but we are going to convert that text into vectors. So why we want to convert a text into vector means computers basically understand the numbers fastly, right? For the cat means for cat means I'm just giving 1.2, 0.47. These are the embeddings, right? So automatically using the Hugging Face embedding transformer model, we automatically convert. This is a very easy steps. So I'm just telling, we are computer can easily understand the text. Computer doesn't easily understand the vectors, right? So computers can easily understand the vectors. So just converting the text to vectors, right? So after converting the text to vectors, now I am having the vectors, right? I just want to store in the some database, right? So that's called the vector DB. That's called the vector DB, right? The vector DB is nothing but the Pinecone. We are using the files. Now we are using the files. It is a local storage vector DB. Now we are in this simple chatbot. We are using the files. There are Pinecone, Chroma DB, like lot of vector bases are available. So now we are going to discuss about the files, right? So these are the embedded models. Embedded text to vectors are stored in the vector DB. So now the user gives the prompt, and now in the RAG application, the user gives the prompt, and the prompt will send to the vector DB. Now the internal knowledge base, right? So and we can retrieve some context, right? The context and plus the input prompt that is get into the LLM in the RAG application, right? In the RAG application. So in the RAG application, the prompt will send to the first the prompt will send to the vector DB, and we can retrieve using the similarity search, and we can top case similarity search. We can retrieve some context. We can retrieve some context between the database and the input and the prompt. What are the user prompt? If you learn about the LangChain means you can able to definitely know about the human message and the system message. Now we are giving the system message, and the system message is given to the LLM. If we give this context plus prompt means, if you give this context plus prompt to the LLM means we can get the output. Now, if I again ask to the ChatGPT after tuning the RAG applications, after uploading this RAG method means after the ChatGPT will tells, right? KishoreLytics are providing the web development, KishoreLytics are providing software development, KishoreLytics are providing digital marketing services. These are the how the ChatGPT works, right? In the back end, how the RAG works, right? So the main thing is all about the data injection pipeline, right? So in the data injection pipeline, so let me draw this. This is the data injection pipeline. So again, this is the retrieval pipeline. So we are getting the output in the retrieval pipeline, right? So this is the retrieval pipeline. So okay, fine. So in the data injection pipeline, we have discussed about the data parsing, right? So data parsing. In this data parsing, we are know how to convert the data, how to divide the data, how to read the unstructured data. Yes, in this data parsing only, we are going to convert the data into the chunks, right? So dividing the chunks and how many chunks overlap and chunk size we are giving in the later we will discuss in the coding part. We will discuss about the chunk overlap. We will discuss. After doing the data parsing, we are converting this text into the database vectors. Why? The computers basically understand the numbers quickly. So embedding happens here. After embeddings, I just simply store this into the vector DB. So again, the user gives the prompt, and it will be get into the vector DB. And if we are using the retriever, I'm just retrieving the context, right? Context and the prompt that is sent to the LLMs, and we can get the output as our own custom chatbot. Right, these are the architecture. I think these are the architecture of the RAG, right? So now let's dive into the practical part of the building that simple chatbot for the application of the RAG. So now let's dive into it. Yes guys, now let's dive into the practical implementation of this. Now I'm currently in my RAG tutorial folder. I'm just simply entering the command prompt. I'm just simply open the Visual Studio Code. So I'm just simply opening the Visual Studio Code. Yes. So we are going to build the RAG applications, right? So how the RAG applications are work, and what is meant by the RAG and what is mean by the architect, what are the things are happening behind the RAG, we have discussed in the previous few minutes ago, we have discussed, right? So now we are going to build the we are going to build the architecture, and we are going to build the own custom chatbot for our RAG applications. What we have learned and what we have implemented, that's the bridge between them, right? So first of all, let me create a virtual environment, right? So how to create a virtual environment? So guys, I'm just already build the virtual environment, and later I'm just activating the virtual environment, and after I'm just simply install the requirements, right? So pip install requirements, these are the requirements, and all this code are available in our LMS portal. Just go and create an account, and you can take the notes, and you can also take the quiz also in the LMS portal itself, right? So I just simply create the environment python m hyphen venv. I'm just creating the name with the name of venv. I'm just simply activating that python environment, right? So pip install. So I'm just simply activate the python environment, and after activating the virtual environment, I'm just simply installing that, right? Pip install hyphen r requirement txt. These are the requirements. We are using the Streamlit. So for building the UI, we are installing. So LangChain. So for communicate with the LLMs, and we are going to use the LLMs, right? Later I'm planning to create a LangChain tutorial. Later we will plan. So the FAI CPU, this is the hardware CPU, and sentence transformer. We are using the Hugging Face sentence transformer. So just install it. And PyPDF is nothing but PyPDF is nothing. PDF2 is nothing but we are going to upload a PDF, and we can get the context from the PDF, right? So we are using the PyPDF2 to read the PDF documents. And python.env is nothing but the environment variable. We are getting the API keys from the Grok API. For now, I'm just using the Grok API for everyone, for use. This is to use everyone, right? So Grok API is for free. Everyone can use. I just told how to create a Grok API also. So we are using the Grok API model, right? So now these are the environment key, and this blah. So now I'm just simply getting to my browser. After getting into the browser, just type the Grok, right? Grok. So Grok. Just type the Grok, and we can get the results. And so just get into it and start building. You can get the start building, and just already create an account. I'm just simply give the create API key. I'm just creating a RAG tutorial, right? So RAG tutorial. I'm just simply typing the RAG tutorial, right? So I'm just simply verifying my human interface using the Cloudflare. So I'm just submitting. Now I can get the API key. These are the API keys I'm just getting, right? I just simply get the API key and get into my Visual Studio Code, and just you create the variable called create the file called .env. This contains the environment variable. So now I'm just simply paste this group API key is equal to that environment variable. This is this. So later I will delete the API key. Don't try to copy this API key. Okay, fine. So I'm just importing the. Let me deep dive into the Streamlit code. So these are the importing, right? So I'm just simply importing the OS for accessing the API keys, and we are using the Streamlit, and so I'm just importing the Streamlit, right? So we are using the Grok API model, so I'm just using the Grok import Grok. So we are we want to load the API key, right? So from .env, I'm just using the .env. I'm using the PDF reader. Why we are using the user can upload the documents in the Streamlit applications, and they can ask the questions, right? That's what we are going. I want to read the PDF, right? For reading the PDF, I'm just importing the from PyPDF to import PyPDF, right? So we are using the LangChain, right? So for the for what we are using means we want to convert in the data processing methods, right? So as we already discussed, already discussed, we want to convert this, right? So we want to split the data. We want to split the data, right? We want to read the data, and we want to split the data into chunks, right? That's what the recursive characteristic splitter comes here. So from in the LangChain Hugging Face itself, we are going to use the Hugging Face transformer, and we are for the vector base. I'm just using the files. It's a local store vector base, so that's what I'm just using. So for converting the text to vectors, I'm just using the Hugging Face transformers. So what I'm going to do that I'm just simply using the load.env functions. I'm just simply get the environment key, right? API key from the for the Grok. So if it is if the API key is not, that means I just simply get the error message, right? So see, these are the please set the group API key, and simply these are the human interface error message. That's what I'm just doing. So I just simply initialize the API key client, right? So client is equal to grok of API key is equal to grok API key. I'm just simply initializing. So now I'm just creating the function. This is a very important functions I'm just creating. So def get answer from the grok. So this is a function I'm just creating. So questions, what are the questions that the user can give, and the context we get from the context we get from the vector database, right? So this is the system message I'm just told, right? And if you learn about the LangChain, means I'm just creating the LangChain later. So now in the LangChain, in the chat completion model, there is a two types of messages. One is all about the chat system message. One is all about the human message, right? So the system message, we want to, you are the helpful assistants. Use only the context below the answer the questions. If the answer is present in the context, reply. If the answer is not present in the context, reply I don't know the answer, right? That's what the context is getting from the, we can get from the vector database, and the question is given to the question is get from the user, right? That's what. So now we are going to initialize the model, right? So response is equal to client dot, we are using the chat completion model, right? So I just told, right, the chat completion model, there are two types of the messages. One is all about the system message, one second is all about the human message. So system message is all about the role to the user, role to the model, right? In here we are using the your helpful assistance we are using, right? That's what the chat completion model, right? So, and again, there are also two types of the models we are using, right? One is all about the chat completion model, one is all about the trained model, right? So that's also we are discussing the LangChain tutorial later, right? So for this, I'm just using the model called model is equal to llama 3.3. This exactly put this model. If you put if you use the 8B, means you can some get the errors, because the LangChains are getting updated day by day. So in yesterday they can get update as a 9 point some versions. Now they are increased the version, right? So that's what I'm just using the grok. So that's what in the LangChain I'm using. So yeah, OpenAI is the best API key for chat model, but everyone wants to use, right? So I was just showing about the free API key. So that's what I'm using the llama model. So llama FN 3.37B versatile, and messages is equal to role and the user, and the context is equal to prompt, right? So the temperature, the more, and when we increase the temperature, means we can get the accuracy, we can increase the accuracy of the message of the model, right? So that's what the response comes here, and we want to retrieve the first arguments of this model. So I'm just returning a response dot choice of 0 message content dot strip, right? So this is the model, right? This is the backend. This is to be considered the backend. What happened begin the skin, that is we are built the model, right? So now let me get into the UA. Let me focus on the UA. So first of all, I am just setting the title bar. So page title, I'm just using the KishoreLytics chatbot, the grok, and page icon. This is the page icon I'm just using. So I'm just giving the title to the chatbot, right? So this is a simple title. Already we completed the Streamlit crash course. If you don't watch the tutorial, please make sure to watch the tutorial and later come to do the tutorial, right? So yeah, I'm just giving the title. st.title means KishoreLytics chatbot. So I'm just upload the documents. I'm just simply initializing the file uploader using the file uploader function. I'm just simply uploading, the user can upload the documents. The type, I'm just using the type is equal to PDF. You may in your project you may add it as a PDF, PPTs, text, any files you can able to add. So if the PDF, I'm just checking whether if the PDF, if the user already uploaded the files, means I'm just using the PDF reader function, and I'm just reading the file, right? Now I'm just adding the text, right? So full text, I'm just initializing the full text variable. So I'm just reading the text. What are the text? I'm just extracting the text from the PDF. I'm just holding the full text, right? So after storing all those things, and if the text present means I'm just adding all those things in the new line. In the full text, if not means no result. If there is no PDF, if in the PDF there is no PDF text, means I just simply written the error message as no readable text found in the PDF. Try another file. Okay. So these are the things. So after doing all those things, I'm just converting this, right, using a recursive character splitter. I'm just converting into the chunks, right? So here I'm just using chunk size is equal to 800, chunk overlap is equal to 150. I'm just using, these are the things I'm just using in the converting the text to I'm just converting the data into the data chunks, right? I'm just minimum like splitting the data, splitting the sentence into the words. Likewise, I'm just telling. So after doing all those things, and this chunks is equal to splitter is equal to split text. I'm using the split text method to split the data, right? Now we are having the chunks. So small chunks we are having, right? So after doing all those things, I'm just convert this text into vectors. I'm just using the Hugging Face transformer, Hugging Face embeddings. I'm just using this model, right? Model name is equal to all mini LM L6 V2. Use exactly this model. If you use another model means you can get the wrong output, right? So Hugging Face embeddings, I'm just using a Hugging Face transformer to embed this model to convert the text to vectors because computers easily understand the numbers, right? So just only I'm just converting the text to numbers. So after converting this text to numbers, I just want to store, right? I just want to store this text to numbers in one place. So that's what we are coming with the files. Files is the vector DB, and just storing the from text of using the chunks, and I'm just chunks dot embeddings. It how it will be storing means, wait a minute, I'll just show in my written format. So it will be stored like this. For cat means it will be stored 1.2, 0.47, 0.8. Likewise, it will be stored. Likewise, we are storing, right? So from text, I'm just storing the chunks and also the embeddings to this vector in the vector DB, right? After after completing this task, as I'm just asking to the user, right? Questions is equal to text input, right? I'm just using the you ask the questions, right? Giving the user, and the user can use the prompt to the model, right? If the questions, I'm just giving using the similarity sets, right? In the I'm just want to in the vector DB, I just want to using the retriever method. I'm just retrieving the context between the similar using the similarity sets method. So vector DB dot similarity sets, I'm just using the top 4 similarity set. So that's getting that. So after getting that, I'm just using this giving to the prompt. After getting, I just get the output, right? So these are the things that happens. I'm just simply getting to the new terminal. So how to run the Streamlit app, right? Wait a minute, guys. Streamlit run. I'm just naming it as the main.py. So wait for a few minutes. Yes, guys, the error has been clear. I just want to I just open the new terminal, right? I just want to activate the virtual environment, right? So that's only I just got the error. So I'm just using the get answer functions to get the retrievals, get the answer from the model, right? Already we have trained the model. Now we are give the document to the model, and the documents we are converted. Now the model as the fine tuned to our purpose, internal purpose. We have the model has been fine tuned. So that's what I'm just get the answer from the group comes here. So after this, I'm just using the sd.markdown. I just want to show the answer as the answer is stored in the model output is stored in the answer variable. So I just write the answer variable, right? The sd.write means nothing but the print statement in the Streamlit, right? So that's what. So in the sd with the sd.expander, I just want to show what are the context that the model as gets from the user, right? So that's what it gets from the PDF, right? That's what in the now this is the. Now let me upload some PDF documents. Let me upload this flask hiring test. Let me upload this document. Wait for a few minutes, guys. Yes, the PDF uploaded and text extracted. Right now, it automatically asks us to ask the question. Right, gets the input from the user. So it wait for a few minutes, it will be running, it will be converting, right? It will be converting, it will be reading the PDF, and after reading the PDF, it will ask convert this into the chunks and chunks into the embedding layer and stored in the vector DB, right? So now I just want to answer this question, right? I'm just simply asking them what is the main agenda of this flask and hiring test. I'm just simply pressing the enter. So now it will be it will be getting the similarity search from the what are the things are stored in the vector DB. It will be getting from the things generating the answer, right? It will be generating the answer, right? So the main agenda of the flask hiring text is that they evaluate that new engineering understands how web applications works, right? So what are the context it will be using? It will be using flask hiring where there's be a build application for the web, so that these are the things it will be used in the PDF, right? In the PDF it will be having like this, right? We build the applications, it will be read the documents and convert this document into chunks, and it will be converted in the embedding layer, and after it will be stored in the vector DB, right? So now you have your own data. You can test with your own data. You can test with your own PPTs, own PDFs, like anything, right? Now this model can fine tuned based on our internal purpose. So I think I just completed the tutorial. So I think I hope the RAG tutorial is very much clear. So this is the first AI tutorial released in our AI KishoreLytics channel. So if you find this video useful, please make sure to share with your friends. And so that's all. This is Kishore signing up from the KishoreLytics channel. Tata, bye bye.